Kuuleeko studio? Hello everybody and welcome to Euro Tour 2023 and welcome to Åland Islands in Finland. We are visiting Västerkalmar Disc Golf Center this weekend, or actually it's just Thursday. As you know, this competition takes place from Thursday to Saturday and we are very happy to see you there on the other side of the screen. With you in the booth in Helsinki, my name is Esa-Pekka Tupala and this is Spin Doctor himself, Jani Länsio. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Little birds have told me that you just visited the Åland Islands just a couple days ago.
Yes. I was there last weekend. The weather was beautiful. It's been 30 years since I last visited Åland, and I have to say I have to go there more because it's such a beautiful place. And I got to walk through the course also in Västerkalmar, and I was impressed. I didn't know it was such a beautiful course. I saw some pictures, but now when you were there in person, you could really see how much effort they have put into that course. And I really look forward to seeing how the best players tackle the course. It seemed pretty hard.
It's pretty hard, and I actually played the course once last summer when it was just established. We had the tee signs and we had the baskets there, and it's pretty amazing place, as you will see from the coverage today. Let's see the course close-up in the opening here. Västerkalmar Disc Golf Center, 18 courses on the Åland Islands, and I mean, they have done some stuff there.
Yeah, and especially the 400-meter hole 11. That's downhill though, but it's still like...
And you can see it here on the side of those stats. I mean, you drive from the rocks and then you still have 200 meters to go upwards, up the hill. Par 65, 2,678 in meters and length. We're gonna watch those holes 9 and 11 and of course the hole 18. And these stats are brought to you by UDisc, the app of disc golfers. We are gonna get some crazy action this weekend from both FPO and from MPO side of play. And we have separated tee pads on some of the holes and we are not playing the same layout.
Yeah, and I think it's fair because the holes are very long.
Yeah.
And it kind of evens out, so it shouldn't be just a distance competition. And well, about the course, I have to say the first section of the course they play in the woods. I think that's more scoreable. The overall arch of the round will be you score on the first 9 holes and then you try to survive the last 9 holes. This is what I feel. We'll have to, of course, see how the players tackle it, but as I walk through the course, this is what I felt. The woods, birdieable holes, a lot of birdieable holes, not much of OB to talk about. And when we come to the open, to the field, there is so much OB. There will be some OB hits.
If you have distance, you will survive on this course with great success. And we are going to move to hole 1, T1. Let's see how these players start their tournament.
Next one on the tee, sponsored by Clash Discs, Fripa Store, Vivokauppa. Heidi Laine. On the tee next, sponsored by Latitude 64, Katie Tätte. The last one on the tee of this card, sponsored by Discmania, Disguise Sweden and SenseBlend, Amanda Lennartsson.
And so the tournament has started. Åland Open is officially open for these FPO players. And figuring out the T sign there that we saw just moments ago, it's a short hole for Västerkalmare, but it's not simple one.
No, but it's a beautiful one, 75 meter, maybe a mid-range, even a putter shot for these ladies. I think we saw Katie, Tatte and Silva Saarinen, they have the best opportunities for the birdie.
And we have OB lurking on this basket on the left side. And we have some guardian trees there. So with the bad luck, you might end up OB on this opening drive. There we see three-time Eurotour winner Silva Saarinen, and she actually took the 13th place at the European Open last weekend.
Yeah, it's fun to see how Heidi Laine will keep up her good spirits after a very nice finish.
Yeah, she got a nice
last
pace there on the last 5 holes of the European Open. 4 down and a tap-in eagle on the last hole. She's gonna choose wisely here, just a layup. All of those trees are not marked at the T sign, so the forest has some untold mysteries for those players on the T number 1. One of those courses that you really want to practice before the competition comes.
Oh yeah, many times. Katie just barely misses the OB there. She was very close on the edge. And now, chance for the birdie. Nice bit.
Solid effort. Saarinen for the birdie. Gets it.
Saarinen, of course, well known for her good putting game, very solid game. Throughout Eurotour has been shown very good, almost dominating first couple of rounds, but the third round has always been a struggle for her, so.
And as we know, Heidi Laine, she's known for keeping that momentum going all the way to the end of the tournament, and that's one of Heidi's strong sides. Let's see the doctor's orders for the Västerkalmare Åland Open.
Yeah, as I told, score and survive. I think the first 9 holes are very scoreable. The last 9 holes, survivable at best. Mind the wind. We are in the archipelago. This is a big island and there's lots of wind. If the wind picks up, it'll be a hard wind, so that's definitely a factor there. 3 times OB. I could have had the 4th or the 5th OB there because there's a lot of OB once you get to the field. Stay in bounds no matter what. As we saw from the course close-up there, we saw the hole 11. You can really destroy your whole round on just 1 hole. Maybe it's 11.
Today it's 11. Last weekend it was number 16. So
Yeah, in Nokia, yeah.
And it's quite good that we have those holes. And for example, that's hole 11 in this tournament, and you still have holes to gather your momentum up and keep a solid score, but it still can destroy your round.
Yeah, there are a couple of island holes on the course, and I just hope for the best for the ladies and for the MPO too, because it's a horrible feeling when you play like 15 solid holes and then on one hole you take, I don't know, quadruple bogey or something, and that's it.
Yeah. And here on the left side of your screen you see the T sign of hole number 2, and that's a long one, and there are more trees than that T sign elaborates.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very steep hyzer. You have to hit the gap, and you can't quite see the perfect gap from the tee, so it feels a little bit of a lucky shot. Silva
too
opts
tight.
for the left gap. There seems like there are 2 gaps, but the right one, or the right-hand side gap, is certainly the one that takes you to the basket.
The FPO has a bit straighter of a shot as they have their own tee pad here.
Yeah, the skip shot is definitely an option there.
You might want to go a bit too low, neither than a bit too high.
Oh yeah. Too low and let the ground action take you to the basket. Like this.
Oh, that's a great skip for Heidi Laine.
Unfortunate tree hit.
Catches that.
Yeah, but that's the game plan here.
The plan was solid. Just have the edge. A bit too long.
I couldn't get the fade early enough.
And these players have the weekend to find the best ways to tackle these holes. As we see the weather conditions on Åland Islands. Temperature 19 degrees Celsius, about 59% humidity. Let's go see Jenni Karppinen. She's on hole number 4.
Jenni Karppinen also always in the competition for the win.
Hole number 4 is a steep uphill, 77 meters. Takes a lot more power than hole number 1, which is almost as long. Heidi Laine per second. Again, tapping in the par. And the par really doesn't hurt you on this course.
No. Silva leaves herself a little bit of putting there. You don't want to do that too often, because if you always leave at 7 to 8 meters, you will probably miss 1 or 2 of them anyway.
Or then she has a plan to big putt all of her contestants.
Yeah. She's known to be a great putter.
Heidi Tätte from Tartu, Estonia. Just laying up for the par, which is a fine play here. And there is a really subtle uphill towards the basket here. It's really hard to see on the camera, but it really takes a big to get the disc into the basket. If you are not on circle 1.
Some oomph there.
Yep. And that ditch there, it's actually not a line for OB on this hole. So both sides of the ditch are in bounds. Saarinen.
Just barely, but
Yep.
that's enough. That's enough.
That's enough. I'm sure Silva will do better layups on the rounds to come.
Yeah. If the heart skips a beat enough times, that'll certainly shake your putting. And I'm sure I was a bit of a nervy one there.
Let's go look at that putt once again. Just over the rim.
One of my favorite memories growing up was a trip I took with my dad to Hawaii. We just got done with a round of disc golf and decided to listen to the Grateful Dead. Without saying anything, we both knew we needed to dance, and that's exactly what we did. Sometimes you just need to stop and enjoy the music.
We are back at Åland Open 2023. Remember to visit those pro shops we have going on for the DGPT and for the Euro Tour. We have some great merch there for you to support the tours. Moving on to the hole number 3. And this is something that you see on those courses on Åland pretty much. Very rocky kind of terrain, lots of trees, uphill, downhill. We have 18 courses at Åland.
18, wow.
Think about that.
Yeah.
And that's practically done in 1.5 years.
Yeah. So this is a tricky one. You have to go uphill to the left and then straight. Birdie on this hole is certainly a tough one.
Feels like half an eagle.
Yeah, at least.
This is looking fine. It's a bit tight.
No, that's fine. It's
yeah.
fine. I think that's quite close to the sweet spot. There are lots of trees ahead of you. So Silva, I think, went a little bit too far.
Lennartsson from the right side. You don't want to hit that first tree available.
Yeah, that would just destroy you mentally. For a while, at least.
Laine. It's a bit low, but that's fine. It gets the distance.
But
but
the
it's
lay.
behind
The lie is
yeah,
very tricky. She'll have to go for the sidearm, I bet.
yeah. Heidi is capable of some strong scramble game. Let's see how she'll do.
This is low.
And that's Katie Tatte. And that's actually
Well, it was low, but not too
surprisingly
low.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It wasn't too low.
yeah. Yeah, that bedrock comes into your face on the tee, and you are quite scared to make your drive here on the tee.
Yeah.
Let's see Jenni Karppinen putting for the birdie on hole 4.
That was a layup.
Oh, yeah, I'd say also that's a layup for Jenny. So we were talking about the par here is just fine. There are really few holes that you kind of would have to birdie. Silva Saarinen currently the only player under par. We have a field of 16 players on the FPO side of this tournament. Lennartsson going high above on the right side. If you can use a hyzer shot on this course, you actually can avoid those branches a lot.
Yeah, especially seems like the front nine plays a little bit for the right-handed player, but it evens out after that.
The crew here at Västerkalmar, they have done amazing job making this course into mint condition. We have a lots of wood chips put on the fairways and to the greens.
Look at this. It's almost a perfect lie. We were talking about sidearm struggles, but
Heidi has a clear view at the basket.
the camera played tricks on us.
That's pulled to the right. And
Went
gets
through. Okay,
Ow.
this is a nice play there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's lucky for Line.
Yeah. Knock on the wood.
I was thinking she was hugging with that birch with her disc, but no. She was actually about 1.5 meters on the left side, and that was lucky for her. And you can see the fairway is not as clear as on the tee sign. Once again, great to see these drone shots, so you can really see what these players are tackling with. Katie Tätte, I thought she was on a way better place than Heidi Laine, but she has an alley on the right side.
Also pull to the right. She'll have to struggle for the par now. And so far there's only one birdie on this hole, and it's for Ella Taylor. Congratulations for Ella.
Tätte actually mentions herself that her favorite shots are those Anheuser putter plays, so she might end up using one. Tätte is 2021 Estonian champion. She took 4th place at the European Championships on the same year. She actually won the Pro Tour at Estonia in 2020 and 2021, as we see Silva Saarinen.
Shot from Silva.
Sure.
And as we know, she doesn't like to throw forehands at all, so that was the best she could do there, and what a nice result.
Yeah, considering this track is about a year old, the amount of trees and bushes they have cut down from here is amazing, and you can see that Silva had a line and she made it happen.
Yeah. That'll be a birdie.
Lennartsson.
Go through, and it
What a shot. Hugging the tree on the right side, trusting the line, she makes it happen. Taking the par on this hole is pretty crucial. It's not the hardest hole on the course, but still you you might not be disappointed if you don't get the birdie. Tätte has a difficult lie. She's opting for the forehand. And stay. She makes it happen. Great job. The winds are calm at this moment. Västerkalmar Disc Golf Center. Come the afternoon, they might pick up. Heidi Laine with a long birdie. You can see the green slopes to the left. The wood chips are helping the disc to stay on the spot where it lands. A soft beat for Laine from the right side.
You don't want to take unnecessary risks on these elevated baskets anyway, so that was the best she could do there, I guess.
Silva Saarinen, great birdie once again.
Very calm and collected there. No need to celebrate for the birdie.
Laine for the par. Takes it. Silva Saarinen, actually a really interesting thing about her. She's known for checking the scores for the whole tournament on almost every hole, but still you can't see any emotion from her. I mean, if she's making great birdie or if she's making a bad double bogey or something, you can't really see it from her.
Yeah, I think that's a sign of a great player. You're not shaken by almost anything that happens there because, well, once it's done, it's done.
This is hole 5. I believe this is Ratana Mikam. Yeah, Ratana visiting us from the United States. Also known to travel with Eagle McMahon. A solid par on the hole 5, which really has brought some pain. There's double bogeys, we have bogeys there. It's a par 4, but now we are first on hole number 4 and it's a par 3 once again. 77 meters severe uphill.
Yeah, once again curves to the left, so these first couple of holes they really play for the righty.
And think about Heidi Laine's last drive on European Open on the hole 18. She drove from the fairway to the tap-in eagle. This is her hole if she hits the gap.
Yeah, I mean,
she has the power.
She probably has the most power on this field, and last year actually through the Finnish record of distance, a little more than 150 meters, so she definitely can whip that disc. OB. That's what we're looking at.
There are more sticks.
I mean, there are more OB than inbounds.
Yeah, for sure. The fairways are cleared. Sun is shining. For me personally, I like the temperature about just around 20 degrees. If it's hotter, it might get a bit sweaty.
Yeah, 25 is, for me, it's the optimal scoring weather. Town of Mariehamn, very beautiful. Very beautiful small town, about 11,000 inhabitants there.
Silva Saarinen, that's a bit left.
Gets the lazy applause, but I'm not sure if that was deserved. Oh, that's low.
Lennartson just a bit low.
Yeah, not only do you have to hit the gap, it has to be high enough and curve to the left at the right moment. It's a really tricky hole for a 77-meter hyzer.
Laine. Going with a fairway driver, I suppose. This is high enough, but does it have... It's a bit nose up. Stop.
Oh, and a bad rollout.
She can totally see the basket for the par. Just doesn't get the distance there. That.
This is looking good. Nah, doesn't get the turn. It didn't get the fade. It got the turn, but didn't get the fade.
I actually thought I lost a roadrunner there on the left side, but turns out I threw it over the sea to Tammisaari. It was found there.
Oh yeah, that can happen. That can happen. I mean, it can sail all the way.
Yeah, some great
through the Baltic
there.
Seas. Yeah.
You can see the trees guarding the fairway on hole number 4, and a lot of bedrock there. The Åland Islands.
Yeah, but lucky enough, you don't have to sacrifice your discs, because there are those courses where you have to play on the bedrock and the baskets are actually like attached to the bedrock, so you will definitely just destroy your discs playing, but not on this course, not that much. There are a few holes, but not that many.
Lennartson. Second, using the fairway.
Ooh,
yeah,
almost got it
in the bullseye for the par. You don't feel good if you don't get the birdie here. It feels so short for these players, but it's so uphill. You can see those trees on the left side. That's where Heidi Laine hit, and she had a severe nose-up angle on her throw, and she almost still made it into the circle. A bad roll, though. Heidi truly has some power. Silva might actually be on the edge of the circle if she went through the trees. Now Laine.
He's going for it.
Almost.
What a nice bit.
Yeah, great beat. Heidi Laine has shown us some great jump putts on this season. We hope to see them again. The Åland Islands. Tätte for the birdie. Straight at the basket.
Yeah, she had to keep it too low because of the branches. I saw no possibility for her to tap that in or to putt that in.
Silva Saarinen, the only FPO player left to be putting for the birdie. She actually got through.
Yeah, from the tee pad it looked a lot worse than this.
Yeah.
Maybe the applause was deserved. Oh, and what a great putt.
What a
Yet
putt.
again, she's on fire today.
She's 3 under for the first 4 holes.
Yeah, a little bit of celebration there with the fist pump, but not more than that.
What a putt from, what a show from Silva Saarinen.
Yeah.
Look at the scorecard.
He came to play.
She's doing those doctor's orders. She's scoring.
Oh yeah, I mean that was on a bad day that wouldn't have stuck in.
Yep. She will take that. Laine continuing her clean scorecard. As does Katie Tätte. And these are those scoreable holes you are seeing on the front 9. And then when we lose those trees, we find those OBs.
Yeah. It's not a fair trade. I would take trees any day before OPs.
Yeah, sure. Moving on to hole number 5. A par 4 for the both FPO and the MPO. 160 meters through the forest. A slightly turning to the right of the hole. 525 feet.
A very tricky one.
At the Åland Islands, we don't have those huge trees as we saw on the mainland of Sweden a couple of weeks ago. So if you have the distance and the power, you could go over those last trees into the green, but that's mostly for the MPO players to try on their second shot. I believe it takes such a long drive from these FPO players that it's practically impossible, but we'll see.
Yeah, on hole 5, no birdies yet to be seen.
Saarinen, perfect shot.
It's a beautiful shot.
Just on there on the right side from the camera, on the left side from the tee, you have a bit of a slope to the left. Lennartsson,
Yanks it to the right.
she has a tough line. Let's see what Laine can do. Also known for her accuracy. Laine is looking for her first birdie on the day.
This is super early release. So the birdie is out of play there.
Saarinen has a solid chance for the birdie. Katie Tätte.
Oh, that's a lucky kick.
That's fine.
Really though, you're playing for the par here. Birdie would be such a huge bonus that you cannot think about it even from the tee pad. On the tee pad when you're driving, you just want the par. Just move on.
And as I mentioned before, Eurotour, we have our own pro shop. You have the QR code there to visit the shop and get some nice discs or merchandise to support the Eurotour. So please visit there. Something you can see on these opening holes of Västerkalmare, you really can't see the fairway on the tee. So where you are landing, you can't see the tee as we go see Anna Jansson, hole number 6. Solid par. And Heililainen, she has a gap, and she's fortunate to have one. Trying to settle onto the fairway.
She will find yet another gap from there.
Yep.
No big harm done.
Amanda Lennartson. And sadly pulled to the right, but gets a lucky roll. She's looking at the fairway still.
Oh, that's the second one of those mistakes in a row. I'll hope she'll get over that soon enough.
Discussing the gameplay with her caddy. Sadly pulled to the
Such an
right.
unfortunate hit there.
She might have a chance to use the sidearm throw for the third shot. Lennartson. Still a long way to go. Another lucky kick.
You see that happens a lot when you make the same mistake twice in a row, you overcorrect it, and that was exactly that. 2 times so-called great block, and now early release.
Let's see the second card, opening shots on hole number 7. And Son. Fine.
Hole number 7 is 108 meters. Fairly straight shot.
Sana turning this over beautifully. Great shots. The green is tucked on the right side on this hole number 5. This is Silva Saarinen, her second. Great shot. Once again, she's looking up to the basket. That is looking for the flex forehand. Just a bit too understable. She's on circle 2. Lennartsson going before Heidi Laine. It's a fourth.
Great.
What a shot from Amanda Lennartsson. Great forehand approach. Putting for the bogey from 4 meters. Heidi Laine, her third. And then the flex forehand play coming.
Is that okay? Okay.
Picking up her lie from the card.
Oh,
What a
okay.
kick from for Heidi Laine, and she's gonna take that.
Okay.
Looking at the basket from 7 meters.
Yeah, hit the first available, but no harm done.
Yep. Look at this. Second
Bam.
available.
Yeah.
And then gets the perfect line.
Yeah, I think the tree hit actually helped to
Yeah.
slow the disc down enough to get the fade.
Yeah.
Because that was turning over way too early.
You might have seen from the last shot, there's a small gap that you can cheat from to go into the green. That's usually not a play for it is outside circle 1, and if you hit those trees, you have a difficult circle 2 putt coming up. The thing on this hole is to hit the fairways 2 times as did Silva Saarinen, and now she's putting for the birdie once again.
This would be huge.
4th birdie in 5 holes.
Oh no.
She misses the basket. That was the correct height. She will take the par. Well, at least she will be looking at the par from about 5 meters. Line for the par. This is an important putt. And also missing from the right side. Unfortunate events for the Finnish players. Yeah, Saarinen about 4 meters away. Almost skips out from the left side, but that's in for the par. No harm done. That was an interesting turn of events for that putter. Lennartsson. And Laine for the bogey. Unfortunate bogey there. She will take the 5. That's for the bogey. Let's see the Silva Saarinen putting on this hole once again. Almost slipped out from the left side. He was a bit too low and he almost skipped out.
Yeah. Looked really shaky.
established in 2022, a year ago, this Västerkalmare course is really looking great.
It's really looking great. Yeah, true. Lots of challenges for the ladies now.
The seventh stop of the Euro Tour 2023, the Åland Open, has started for the FPO. Of course, we have the MPO coverage coming up on the afternoon, but now we are moving on to the hole number 6 for the FPO feature card. This is a par 5, and that's a long one. Look at this drive from Silva Saarinen, almost getting through everything.
Yeah, almost perfect. But now there will be struggles.
Lennartsson. Great turnover.
We haven't seen any birdies so far on this hole number 6 from the FPO.
Heidilainen. Trusting the disc a bit too much there.
Okay, gets a bit longer than Silva there a bit earlier.
And she might not be in those spruces there, as I think Silva is. Katie Tätte. 732 feet, 223 meters. First going straight, then to the right side uphill. That missing those trees on the fairway, solid shot.
Yeah, that'll be okay. That'll be okay. She'll be happy with that.
This fairway is pretty forgiving if you can avoid that right side.
Yeah.
Let's go to hole 8. See Jenni Karppinen tackle the hole. A typical Åland forest you can see there. Solid straight drive from Jenni. Takes the birdie.
Yeah, I think this is the most birdieable hole on the course.
And it's the one you really want to get. And Jenni surely needed that. We have some difficult hole coming up for you folks at Västerkalmare Åland Open 2023. You ain't seen nothing yet, should we say. I personally have not dropped my jaw as low as I did on the hole 11.
Yeah, it was really a stunner.
All the northern countries have been visited by heavy rains at this last couple of weeks, and it can also be seen here on the Åland Islands. Some spots there on the fairway can be quite wet. And we have OB on this hole.
Well, there's the one small OB there.
Yeah, same. Yeah, okay.
Really rarely comes into play on this hole, but if you early release a stable drive, you might end up there.
Who played first? You? Me? Yes.
And the pond is casual water, so that's not an OB area on this hole. Katie Tätte. Second shot. Solid drive on the fairway. Good distance. Tätte took the 17th place at the European Open. And Silva Saarinen and Heidilainen also played the European Open. Silva took the 13th position, so it was not her tournament. But this seems to be so far. Nice Anheuser shot from the rough. The middle of the fairway. Still might have about 80 meters to go. Line considering her options. Taking the risk and executing. Great shot. If she was to kick to the right, that would be a prison. Amanda Lennartson. Great opening drive. The approach a bit to the left, and there is that spruce. Making her third shot a bit difficult. We're lucky to have sunshine there in Jomala. You can see one of those island greens there. That is actually a hole number 9. And the basket is there. End of the fairway. Silva Saarinen first to approach the basket. And misses.
That's a bad hit. Really unnecessary there.
Now she hopes the disc kicked so much to the left that she's going to have a gap from the left side. But that was practically the first mistake Silva Saarinen made. Yeah, she laid up a bit too far on hole number 2.
But no harm done there.
No harm done there, but that was the first shoot. Or second mistake on this hole, maybe a bit.
Yeah,
right side of the drive.
She'll definitely have to struggle for the par now.
Heidi Laine has a chance to take at least 1 point away from Silva. Going with the putter. Standstill might be a wise decision here. Seems to be working. Does it carry? It surely does, and she's inside circle 1. Great shot from Heidi Laine. Katie Tätte. Her third on this hole number 6. And just a bit too much fade, but she's on the edge of the circle. We would really like to have the birdie on this hole. We have yet to see one.
Yeah, but it's That's definitely doable. The basket is a little bit on the mount there, so also feels like you don't want to run too risky ones.
And that was Silva Saarinen with her fourth, and that's a great shot. She found the gap on the left side of the fairway. Lennartsson. This is a place you don't want to end up. Gets a nice kick from the tree, so she's looking at the basket. It's still a question if she is to run that putt. But I believe she will be the first to make that decision. Either she or Katie Tätte. You can see just a hinge of wind picking up on the top of the rocks, but that's something you can't avoid if you're on the Åland Islands. There's always a bit of wind.
Yeah, but today not much to speak of, and well, of course it's an early day, so things might change quite quickly also.
And Lennartsson going for the layup play.
A smart decision.
Sure was. She's putting for the par on the bullseye.
Also, Tätte will have none of this.
And there is a slope behind the basket that you actually can't see from the cameras. It's not super severe, but that's a long putt if you miss the basket. But I think Heidi will be going for this birdie. About 5 meters. She's not going to lay up this one. Solid birdie.
Nicely
the
done.
only birdie for the day.
Yeah, nicely done.
Taking back that bogey from the last hole, and she's even once again. A crucial par save for Silva Saarinen makes it happen.
Yeah, looked a lot better than the last putt there on hole 5.
If you can achieve that 3 down for the first 4 holes on every round, you're really looking solid for the tournament.
Yeah, until the survival mode hits you on the back nine.
Let's go to visit hole 9 with Jenni Karppinen from Finland. This is the island downhill hole.
Going straight at the basket. This is a great shot there.
Great shot. You don't have a clear way to use hyzer from the forehand nor the backhand, so this is basically a putter downhill shot.
Yeah, you'll have to go straight to the basket. Straight at the basket and control the speed.
As you see, the top 10 for the tournament. Some plus ones there for 6 players, couple players even par, and Silva Saarinen currently leading with 3 down for the first 6 holes. Great stat to have. Saarinen usually seen on the top of the leaderboard when considering Circle 1 putting. Last weekend at European Open she was 7th with 80% Circle 1 X made. and third with circle 2 putts, so that's something she wishes to make better this weekend. Now we see Heidi Laine on hole number 7. And that's a long drive. Gets through
Yeah, well, that's
everything.
deep in the woods, though.
Yeah, she might be looking at the basket, but without any gaps. We'll
Yeah. Seems like she was a bit overpowering that one because it's only a 108-meter shot. She'll definitely have that.
Yeah, that's a bit uphill, so maybe she was playing for the hill. Saarinen, that's a bad kick. She has a long way to go. And a forest to go around. Lennartsson gets this to turn, but was that too late?
Didn't quite get enough turn. Faded a bit too early.
No OB on this hole. Par 3, 108 meters, as you told us, Jani. 354 feet. That's slightly uphill. Katie Tätte from Estonia. This looks great.
Great.
Really good shot.
It was a good shot, yeah.
Amanda, we have to throw between.
I believe Saarinen might be facing the most difficult upshot she's had on this round. There are a couple of middle trees guarding the fairway. Let's see Jenni Karppinen on hole number 10, and she's going to try to get a turkey, so 3 birdies in a row. Does this fade?
Yeah, it really needs a fade, and
it
he got it.
Just doesn't commit to the birdie.
A bit too low.
Yep.
I mean, that was certainly is a mistake. That wasn't a long putt, and she knows it.
Now Saarinen, her second shot on hole number 7. Yeah, she was looking at the basket. That was fine. I thought she might have ended up shorter than that. Solid upshot, taking the par.
Inside the forest. But near the basket.
Heidi Laine getting an estimate that she's about the edge of circle 2, looking at the basket. We'll see soon enough. What would you say would be the hot score for the tournament, considering the FPO, Jani?
For the tournament, I'll say par is a great score after 3 rounds. We'll just have to see if that holds. After 3 rounds, par would be great.
This course turns out to be unforgiving in an instant if you mess up a critical drive.
Yeah, and if the wind comes into play, and it certainly can, we're on an island. Now it's calm, but it can change in a second. Then we will see a whole another game. I mean, we're not talking the same sports anymore after that.
Sure thing.
You or me? I can go first. Yeah. Yeah.
Decided that Katie Tätte is going first. long putt for the birdie. Just a bit short. Taking the par from the bullseye. And now, where is Heidilainen?
Nowhere to be seen. Somewhere deep in the woods.
She might have a gap if she's lucky. Solid distance on the shot, but she's in trouble. Yep.
Oh man, there's nothing. She has nothing there.
Just wants to par now.
Just wants to get out. Doesn't get out.
Doesn't. Well, Heidilainen has some putting to do.
Yeah, this is a tough birdie, but really quite an easy par. We have seen only 3 bogeys on this hole. No birdies though. And Heidi will have to struggle for the par.
She might be able to putt. Yeah. Let's see what she can do. She makes
What
it.
a great save. That was so important mentally.
So crucial.
Mentally very important, and of course for the score too, but mentally more important.
You've been several times on those situations. You try to get out of the prison, and you practically can't. You just get around one tree, and then you have a big putt to make. And sometimes you feel that you're giving up. Like, what shot was that? Why did I make that happen? But Heidilainen made the best possible out of that income. So 4 pars for the feature card. Let's see that putt once again. About 8 meters.
Yeah, 8 meters uphill after very 2 bad shots. This is very important for her game. I mean, she's chasing Silva at this point and probably is the favorite to win this tournament. And now there is a bit of a gap between her and Silva. Oh, of course, we're just early in the tournament, early in the round, so there's nothing has happened so far. But of course, when you're chasing someone, you really don't want to give those easy points away.
Last weekend we had the European Open, and that really wasn't the weekend for Silva. But of course that was a major, big pressure there, and she has been committing to these other Euro Tour competitions, and she has 3 victories in a row, and she has 9 hot rounds in a row.
Yeah, that's true. We have seen Silva play 2 good rounds, and the 3rd round is always the worst. But it's been enough so far.
Yeah, and actually she doesn't maybe have the 9 hot rounds, but she has been leading the tournament after every single round she's played on the Euro Tour. So that's a great stat to have. I would take that.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
As you can see, the leaderboard there behind us, Silva currently leading the tournament with 3 under for the first 7 holes as we move to hole number 8. And this is a short par 3, a straight shot. We just saw Jenni Karppinen make this shot happen, but Heidilainen, she doesn't commit enough, and now she's in a big trouble. A lot of trees ahead. Big mistake for Laine. Let's see what Saarinen can do. And she pulls it to the left, but she gets a solid distance, so she's looking at the par. Lennartsson. Also,
An early release there.
Ketitätte has a great opportunity to get at least one stroke for the whole card.
Looking good.
And a bit of
A
fade,
bit of a
please.
fade there. Gets the mechanical fade from the trees, and that's a bullseye hit.
That's how you play the trees. Great drive from Ketitätte, looking at the birdie. But can Heidi Laine get under the basket for the par? That's the question right now. Look at this drive. Great turnover putter shot and mechanical fade. Some love from the trees. Lennartsson going first. About 50 meters still left.
Oh no. Well, not the worst kick, but still leaves some putting for her. And this is a hole where you really don't want to bogey.
One of the easier holes, considering the distance and the shot required. Heidi Laine has found her disc. That's a tight alley to hit. She laying up for the fairway. Yep. That might be a wise play from Heidi Laine. Bad kick to the left side. And the woods on this hole number 8, they are thick. You don't wanna mess up with them. Saarinen laying up for the par. And now Laine, this is such a long jump putt for the par. This would be huge. Landing into the bullseye, and she will take the bogey. Laine will be losing 2 strokes to Ketitätte if Tätte was to put that into the basket from the bullseye, and I surely believe she will. Lennartsson for the par. Almost enough height, just enough. Also carding a bogey on hole 8. Saarinen taking the par. Laine putting for the bogey. If the weather was to be about 30 degrees Celsius here, these forest holes, they would be torching you.
Yeah, I don't know what's the physical phenomenon. In these kind of forests, when it's hot, it really gets hot.
Yeah, the earth is like it's pushing that heat back towards you, and it would be really daunting to play there. But luckily, the weather is perfect for disc golf at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, physics was my worst subject in school. I have no idea what's happening there.
Some beautiful scenery from Åland and from Mariehamn. Silva Saarinen still 3 under through 8 holes, and if she can keep those negative points on her side, she will be victorious here, but we'll see how this ends up. We have the toughest holes to come yet.
Yeah.
Moving on to the island hole, the first island hole here at Västerkalmare Disc Golf Center, Jomala, Finland. And we are actually in the middle of the sea when going from Finland to Sweden or other ways around.
Yeah, it's smack in the middle between Sweden and Finland. An autonomous area, but basically belongs to Finland.
Yeah, considered a part of Finland. And now we are going on to the island hole, number 9, par 3, 79 meters downhill. And you have guardian trees on the both sides of the fairway, so the hyzer shot is pretty difficult. Most likely all of these players will be looking at a straight shot down into the island. Okay, that after the great birdie, her opening shot, and this is going left. Missing the island there. And there is a drop zone on the right side on the tee. Saarinen. Standstill shot. The slow disc. Go in.
Is this a bit too spicy?
In the island.
Yeah.
Just in the island for Silva Saarinen. Heidi Laine trying to get a inch from the winds.
Taking a full run up, and this looks a bit too hard. I'm not saying anything.
No, that's 20 centimeters or 1 foot too hard.
Yeah, yeah.
Great shot from Laine. Once again, trying to cover up the bogey from the last hole. Lennartsson, and that hits a tree.
The struggle continues with Lennartsson and the grip, or with timing actually.
And the holes are getting longer after this one. We have a slightly downhill hole number 10 and first severe downhill number 11 and then uphill the fairway 11, from which we have 1 par and just bogeys after that.
Yeah, there's a long walk from basket number 10 to tee number 11.
If you put it on the flat ground, it's a normal walk, but when you walk uphill the whole way, that's a hike. But the view from the tee of 11, it's miraculous. Onto the drop zone on hole number 9. Katie Tatt the first. Under the basket for the bogey. And Lennartsson. For the par save. And a bit left. Saarinen still has a job to do. That birdie is not a given. Although she is in the island. And that's not a birdie. But she is parked for the par. And Heidi Laine, one stroke away from her scorecard and from the whole card she's playing with. 2 strokes off from the foreign competitors. Nice to see Heidi Laine put the full focus for the short birdie putt. Make sure your grip is solid. That's one of the rare players to use that kind of a basketball putt for those close ones. Making sure she doesn't hit the lower band on the basket for those short tap-ins. And the tee of hole number 10 is just besides the island of hole number 9. You can see those green grassy fairways on the right side of the drone shot. We will end up in there soon enough. But first we have the hole 10 par 3, 127 meters for the MPO and just a bit shorter for the FPO to tackle with.
Yeah, it's a downhill shot. You need to avoid hitting the birch trees there. Or you can hit them, but then you need to rely on the kick.
12 meters short of a hole, so 115 meters, 377 feet for the FPO. We have one birdie, and that's Hanna Jansson from Sweden. You don't want to end up on the left side into the forest. It's a bad place to be, and you can see there on the upside of the screen there was the basket of hole number 11.
Yeah, very, very close to the basket there's also the OB line, so you want to go a bit more to the right.
This is looking great.
This is looking good, yeah.
Floating.
Just needs to stop before
the basket.
Yeah, exactly.
Great shot from Heidi Laine. About 4 meters maybe to the basket.
Yeah, she's getting warmed up now.
Amazing control with that disc. Silva Saarinen. A nice height. Does it?
A bit too high, I would say. Because that's okay.
Does it roll? It rolls in bounds.
Okay.
Silva Saarinen gets the luck from the signs.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah, but that was practically OB.
Yeah.
That was a bad shot from Silva.
Just, phenomenal luck.
Yeah, she's gonna take that. Keititätte. This is fine if it keeps turning and just a bit fade, maybe.
It doesn't get the fade, but I mean, that's good.
Yeah, 9
9
meters.
Just inside the circle.
Yeah. You want to go straight and have a subtle fade after the heel. And this is right.
Yeah, seems like that keeps happening for Lennartson.
At least there is no OB there, so she will save the par.
Yeah.
Maybe. Let's hope so.
Yeah, well, that's not out of bounds. Always a silver lining.
Considering the doctor's orders, score and survive, that's something you have to do on these first holes. They are shorter, we don't have so much OB.
Yeah, now we're just starting the round after this one.
Let's roll back that Zuka replay for Heidi Laine opening shot on hole number 10. Perfect height, perfect turn, perfect fade.
Yeah, Can't get any better than this. She will be tapping in that birdie and getting herself to sub-zero temperatures.
And the second order we had from spin doctor Jani Länsiö with me, Esa-Pekka Tupala, in the booth. Mind the wind, that's not the thing for these FPO players today, it seems like, but number 3, the 3 times OB, we are going to get to that in a couple of holes.
Yeah, very alarming OB signs. OB. There we can see the OB stakes. There are lots of them. More OB than IB. This is Silva Saarinen, a very fortunate kick. It was heading straight to the OB and it was there, but it's not there anymore.
Yeah.
She even doesn't know that yet.
Yep.
Maybe the spotter will let her know.
Maybe, yeah. She only knows that that was a bad shot, which it was.
Yeah, and just somehow it's there in bounds. With no logical explanation. It shouldn't be there.
Think about being a part of the woodworking industry and having an order of a couple of thousand of white sticks. And think about we have the 18 courses at Åland, which all of them have some OB, but that's a large order to make. As we see Lennartsson, great putt into the bullseye for the par, and she had nothing else from there. OB behind the basket. Maybe a 20% beat there. Mostly tapping in for the par. Next up, Silva Saarinen for the birdie. Oh, over the basket, interesting.
That's unusual.
One of those things that might be considered in that putt, she was facing the sun directly. And sometimes miscalculations can appear in those situations. Tätte for the birdie. And from the right side. Saarinen to save the par. And
That's a great save.
Yeah. A clean scorecard continues for Silva. 6th par in a row. Heidi Laine once again has a chance to be on the negative side of the scoring board. First time today. Great putt. Heidi has the same exact amount of birdies as does Silva Saarinen, but she also has those 2 bogeys. Look at this putt from Tätte. Great style to confirm that she's not putting too low.
Yeah, remember last season she struggled with those very short putts. There were grip locks, early releases, nervy putts. And that's one way to solve the problem.
to play through?
It's parked.
When you first sign up for a PDJ membership, you're given a PDJ number. Your PDJ number is a stamp for when you got involved in the sport. It's a badge of pride for players and a part of your disc golf identity. Get your number today. Visit pdja.com/join.
So I started the Ulibarri Leadership Foundation for a pretty simple reason. So I had to choose between education and following my dream of disc golf. I don't want other disc golf athletes to have to make that choice.
Receiving the scholarship from the Leadership Foundation really did allow me to pursue my education, allow me to graduate on time while still having my passion be a big part of my life. So I got to do both, and I love it.
Many fans who are in this shit.
The 7th stop of the Euro Tour 2023, the Åland Open. We are there with the FPO feature card, and they are headed towards the hole number 11.
Yeah, it's a long walk there. First uphill, then you throw your disc, then you come straight back.
Yep. 400 meters, par 5, and actually for the last 7 holes of the tournament, we have almost, over half of the distance of the whole course, and you can see the downhill there. Heidi Laine with the birdie from the last hole, throwing her drive. OB, OB, OB everywhere.
Perfect. That's a perfect landing spot for your second drive, yeah.
What?
That's a perfect. You can't get any better than that. Also, there's the bunker like there in the middle of the fairway.
That's a tough shot to match from anybody on the field. Saarinen playing a bit of a flex. Is this too far?
It needs to fade. Exact the same spot. Exact the same spot.
Ideal for the 2 opening shots. And that's such a cool view from the tee. Tätte playing in all the way hyzer shot, and that's fine. Shorter than those other 2. She's playing safe. Lennartsson using a similar line, but does this? And that's risking the OB, but she's on the fairway. So 4 shots inbounds, and that's the most important thing you have to do here. Look at this tee sign. 1,312 feet for the par 5. For sure, the first shot is downhill, but then it's uphill.
Yeah, a little bit of uphill, yeah. But that's like the least of your concerns.
And the drop zone from the opening tee shot, if it was to go out of bounds, it's an optional drop zone shot. This is the same hole for both MPO and for the FPO. But it really takes a great amount of power if you want to make, for example, an eagle with an MPO players. But we have some great power coming up on the afternoon. We have Joona Heinonen, Eagle McMahon, all of those guys. Great to see the American players also on this course, tackling the Åland Open. Temperature 18 degrees Celsius, humidity 77% at this moment. Subtle gusts of wind from the southwest. Great weather to play disc golf.
It's perfect conditions so far. Not much wind to speak of.
Silva Saarinen still leading with 2 strokes over Heidi Laine. Then we have Keiti Tätte, Hanna Jansson, Jenni Karppinen, Ida-Emilie Nesse following suit. Ida Nesse, shout out to her from her great success at the PCS Open. She's 15 years old, I believe, and she made some miraculous shots, miraculous putts. It's great to see her once again on the Euro Tour. Just barely in bounds for Lennartsson, I believe. You can play the hyzer from the tee, but then you are risking that left side out of bounds. But she seems to be in bounds, just enough.
Ah, ce matin c'est dur. Ce matin c'est dur.
I believe.
Moi j'ai pas assez dormi.
Waiting for the confirmation from Heidi Laine.
Ouais, mais sauf que j'étais plus fatigué que toi hier.
All right, first to go.
A long, long way to go to the basket.
Yeah, a little more than 200 meters from that spot.
Yeah. Then I can just take my meter out, right? Yes. Right. Yes, from the line. Because it's inside. Yeah.
Yeah, first to go Amanda Lennartsson.
Talking about the rule that was established last year, that if you are in bounds but you are closer than a meter for the out of bounds line, you can take a straight 90 degrees 1 meter from the line. But if you're out of bounds, you can choose the axle with which you are taking the 1 meter, so full 180 degrees to choose from.
Yeah, that's correct. But I believe Lennartsson was in bounds.
Sure, and she was just making it sure from the card that she's making the correct move. But this is not a spot where you want to be.
Not necessarily. This is a risky play. She'll have to cross the OB from quite far away. And as we've seen so far, there have been big problems with the release for Lennartsson.
And on this hole, we only have 3 pars and the rest are worse. Monster par 5. And that's That's OB.
That's OB, and that's
That's a big mistake for Lennartson.
you said it. There's been so many of those late releases for Lennartson on this first round.
And the inbounds area is fairly big on this fairway, but you have that genius slope with the OB sticks on the right side, which makes that right-handed approach a bit more tricky, as we see Katie.
This is a perfect from that spot. This is a perfect shot.
Huge approach drive.
Right in the middle of the fairway. No problems there.
We are still reminding you that I believe we will have more wind come up those last days of the tournament, and then this gets really hard. Silva Saarinen, Heidi Laine, I believe they might be going over that OB on the right side and trying to get a hyzer onto the fairway.
Uh-oh.
This is turned over, but does it come back?
It does. That was a risky play for sure.
What a shot from Silva Saarinen. Full flex. No emotion shown. Heidi Laine, what will she do? Does she mimic Saarinen or take a hyzer play? She goes over, but doesn't do a turnover, and that's fine. Great shot.
A bit safer.
Three great shots. One OB was from Amanda Lennartson. And those hay bales on the OB, they come into play if you take that risky turnover on the second shot.
Yeah, Silva was very close to hitting them. Certainly was a risky shot there. Here we see Silva really was so close of hitting those, but no problem, and that's in the middle of the fairway.
They are guarding the fairway for sure. And they are now just deciding where is the spot that Amanda Lennartson is going to continue from. And it seems that she went over the inbounds just before the hay bales. So that's where she will be continuing with her fourth shot after the penalty. Saarinen currently made 83% of her circle one putts here. Fairways hit at 73%. We look at Heidi Laine. Just a bit worse stats for the Åland Open in the first round for Heidi. 55% fairways hit. 80% of circle one putts made. Lennartson marking her lie. She's looking at the bogey right now.
It's a long way to go for her.
Oh, shoot!
Oh, okay.
That's in bounds for Amanda Lennartson.
Oof, oof. Oof, oof.
What a lucky shot for Lennartson.
Give her the green. Yeah.
She won't believe her eyes with that.
Yeah.
That was a bad misrelease, late release for Amanda Lennartson, but she keeps just in bounds and goes around the OBs. Let's look at this once again.
That was certainly a late release. Too much hyzer on that shot. But
What a turn.
we're
for
talking centimeters there.
Yep. But she's in. Katie Tatte getting ready for her third. And that's a bit understable. You're looking at the par.
It's okay.
It's a long way to go for the basket from there. And actually, I'm informed from the field that no woodworkers were used to do these sticks for. They are made of some kind of a plastic, so they are there to take every kind of weather they might face at Åland, to take the course of time.
Where is my marker?
Also, we are hearing that Silva Saarinen is having some troubles with a flu. Having some coughs on the round, and we hope she can tackle the disease. Stay on top. This is Heidi Laine, her third. It's too tight. No, it's almost perfect.
Almost perfect. That's a great shot.
In the circle. Giving information for Silva Saarinen that Heidi's drive was pinpointed 103 meters to the basket, so that's a great reading for Saarinen to have. And that's overturned. It's getting a distance, but that's a long bit for the birdie, and Heidi Laine looking once again to snatch a stroke from Silva Saarinen. The most crucial thing here is to take the par. You don't want to get any extra strokes on this hole, for you have many holes to tackle that might be even worse for these players. And that was a close call for Amanda Lennartson. Only has one OB stroke from this hole.
Yep. Luckily, only one.
I believe about 90 meters, slight uphill. Maybe a bit less than 90.
Yet again, too much to the right.
Thank you.
What would you say, Jani, would be the best thing for Lennartson to do in this situation? She knows the problem, but does she correct it on the course?
Just basically you have to learn how to go to safety mode. That you don't even try anything. Just do something totally different. But it's very hard to change the course now when that's taken.
That a bit long, but inside 7 meters.
Yeah.
For the par. That with her boyfriend Margaret Krum there, her caddy. It's great to have a caddy to carry your bag on this long course. Look at these views from Västerkalmare. Just beautiful Åland scenery. Saarinen takes a bit at the basket, landing into the bullseye for the par. Lennartson. Having a struggle here. Hole number 11. Putting for double bogey from the bullseye. But now, Heidi Laine. Can she take the birdie? That would be amazing. She's about 9 meters away. This would be huge.
Not quite. Would have been the solo bird for the whole.
For the whole day, for the whole pool.
And so far we've seen only 2 pars.
Yep.
Okay. Also some 8s and 9s there.
Or am I seeing 3 pars for the day, but all the others are worse. That the unfortunate putt to the band. And this is now for bogey.
Oh. So this is the thing I talked about the last hole when you were talking about the weird putting style on. With those short putts, this is the problem Katie Tätte has been facing quite a many times.
Saarinen taking the par, Tätte for the double. And that's in.
That's in, but a shaky one.
Laine for the par. She takes it. No harm done. Great beat for the birdie. Perfect. Tee shot, perfect. Up shot, and almost perfect of a third shot.
Yeah. Still taking par will give you some edge on the whole field.
Il est sur moi là. Il est sur moi,
Let's
là.
go see Hanna Jansson. She's on hole 14 at this moment, and this was her opening shot. Another beautiful hole.
Yeah, this
Two
is
islands.
Yeah, this is another one of those long downhill holes on this course.
Great shot. And then another hay bale island hole from, look at that shot, under the basket for the birdie. Hanna Jansson from Sweden, looking solid.
Yeah, great birdie.
And the hole 11, our feature card just played. It averaged 6.25 on the day.
Yeah, par is a good one.
Hole 12, par 3 ahead of us, 123 meters, averaging 3.75, for we have once again an island behind that, a ditch over there in the center of the fairway. And those bushes on the right side of the tee, they practically play out the hyzer play for the right-handed backhand player.
Yeah, sadly so. Sadly so.
Some smart course designing there.
Yeah, it's a very, very tough par 3 because there is the OB, and especially on the left side, if you want to really go for the basket, you basically have to go over the OB pretty early. And then, of course, the big bush there on the right side.
Half of the field so far carding the par here on hole 12. Let's see if we can find even one birdie for the day, but that would be huge for any of these players. Line going first. 404 feet, a bit uphill.
Going over the bush, getting the fade, and that is quite close to call. That's inbounds, okay.
Look at the height Heidi had on that shot, and that's almost like 110 meters of a drive, and that was severely, I mean, nose up almost.
Yeah, that wasn't a good shot, but
Heidi has some
was
distance.
enough.
And this is headed towards.
This is headed towards the bush, yeah.
Certainly OB, that seems like. Yet to be confirmed. We will see. Katie at the third on the tee.
Also going over the bush.
Does it have the distance? No.
Nope, that's a very risky play.
Amanda Lennartson left. She has a slower disc on her hand. She's going for the par, I believe. Yep.
I was a bit worried there for a while.
Yes.
I was also very close to slipping out of bounds.
We all have those days that the release might be a bit nifty. It may not be on the line. Have you, Jan, yourself done something like aiming to practically a wrong spot to play for the misrelease?
With putting, yeah. That might be some solution, like a short-term solution to actually aim to miss. And then trust that you'll actually miss your aim. Well, with the drives, it'll be a lot harder to do that.
And of course, that would be in a situation where you feel like everything is going according to plan, but
Yeah.
something is just off, and then you might aim to miss. But if the issue is about the grip or the disc selection or something else, then you for certainly just try to emphasize the correct
Well, with Lennartson, there is it's not a grip issue. I think there is a timing issue and overpowering with the upper body.
Great approach. Told by her card mates. Is Silva Saarinen actually in bounds? Did she get lucky? She is. There's a disc there.
Yeah, I think she is in bounds there.
Yeah, maybe she was short from the out of bound. It seemed like it was
seemed like it was
flying
going
straight into OB.
Going straight at the bush and finding the OB there, but
look at the view.
No damage done there.
A great contrast here on this course. We have that harsh wooded side of the course and then this beautiful green grassy area with hay bales, with OB islands. Keititätte also in bounds. Going up and over.
Oh, that
out of bounds, and that
was
didn't even cross.
So much wrong in that shot.
As mentioned, Keiti really likes those Anheuser putter shots, but it seems like it grip locked into her hand.
Yeah, you could see from on the last basket there was some confidence issues, and if you get those, they will leak out to your other shots too, and that really looked like there was just it was only a mental thing to do that kind of mistake.
Fine shot from Saarinen, about 6 meters left for her, 6 to 7 meters. And now I believe it's already Tätte's turn from this side of the inbounds. Once again, welcome to see the 7th stop of the Euro Tour, the Åland Open on the Åland Islands. This is hole 12, where we have Keititätte with her 4th. Unfortunate OB stroke there. And with you in the booth, my name is Esa-Pekka Tupala. I'm your host today, and I have the spin doctor himself, Jaani Länsi, here with me, analyzing the situations on the field. The opening round for the FPO has just passed the halfway mark, considering the length of the course. So we have many long holes on the back 7, should we say.
Yeah. Edelinen there is lucky to be in bounds and also lucky to be putting for the birdie.
Yep.
Is she though in bounds? Okay.
I believe she was
very close.
Yeah, very close, yeah. Too high of a drive.
Too high of a putt too.
And maybe some wind there, not much.
Yeah, seemed like it was an air ball.
Yeah. Saarinen for the par. Takes it. Saarinen known to have no extra seconds spent on the putting green. Comes to the lie, checks her grip, and takes the putter forward.
She's never second guessing her putting.
Line for the par.
What an unnecessary bogey.
Really unfortunate there. After being in bounds, she ends up 3-putting. Tätte for the double.
It doesn't look good for Katie. The
Certainly.
putter is very wobbly there. And you can really see the confidence is almost non-existent at this point.
Two double bogeys in a row for Katie Tätte. She has one birdie and then two bogeys also on her card. +5 for the round. Tied on 5th place.
And looking at Silva's score, the first 4 holes 3 under, and then nothing but pars. So that's the score and survive.
That's something you survive here with those pars. If you can make those happen and keep your score clean, it will be good for you. Once again, the 15-year-old Norwegian Ida Milenesse, she has finished her round with 4 bogeys and 1 birdie, so she's 3 over for the round. She's in the clubhouse. Anna Jansson currently tied on the 2nd place with Heidi Laine, even score for the day. They both have bogeys and birdies to even the card. And then Silva Saarinen, -3 for the day, currently playing on hole 13, taking her opening shot in just a moment. This is going to be an interesting tournament here, Jani. Åland Open 2023, the course has been there for about a year with his or her 17 mates on those islands.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that our players haven't played the course before, so it's quite new for all of them.
I believe they have had maybe 1, maybe 2 practice rounds there, but otherwise it's really new for all of these players.
Yeah, they really had to go from Nokia European Open very quickly to Åland. Probably no days for recovery there between. I don't know if Heidi Laine still has that heat from Nokia left in her. Looks pretty good at this point.
This drive from Silva Saarinen also looking pretty good. On the edge of the circle, and the basket is high-rised on the bedrock. Once again, a hole where a great distance plays well for you. Lennartsson, perfect drive, considering the line she threw. Just a bit too low, but she's putting inside 7 meters, I believe, for the birdie. And Heidi Laine wants this to be close. Turns this over nicely.
Getting the S-curve.
And she's pin high. Perfect shot for Heidi Laine. I believe about 6 meters for the birdie, but that's a death putt. Katie Tätte, last player from the FPO to open the hole number 13.
Taking the Heiser route.
And fading into the circle's edge.
It's a nice play. Very safe place to putt uphill towards the basket.
Visiting these woods for 1 hole once again, after having another downhill par 4 opening shot on hole number 40. Let's see Amanda Lennartsson's drive once again. Great execution, great flip up, traveling close to the basket. And here's Heidi Laine, trusting the understability of the disc for it to turn and to land in about 6 meters, pin high, and that's crucial here for you not to have the uphill putt.
For sure.
Yeah.
Here you can see the T sign of hole number 13. Par 3, 94 meters uphill. No OB on this hole. Just a demanding straight shot uphill. That from circle 2. Hitting the band.
Okay.
Lucky
No harm
shot.
done, yeah.
Great beat from Tätte. Who's next up? Is it Silva? It's Amanda Lennartson. Also just a bit low. Lennartson has 6 wins on her career, and Silva Saarinen,
Yep.
another birdie. She's 4 down for the opening round.
There was a long dry season for her because there was, 8 pars in a row
Silva
before
having
that.
Yeah, Silva having 22 wins on her career, and those kind of putts are the main reason for that. Great job from Silva and Heideland. Look at this short birdie putts she's left with. Wants this to match Silva. Makes it center of the pole. Crucial putt from Laine. And Tätte and Lennartson taking the pars. And where are we headed next, Jani?
Well, we're headed next to hole number 14, which is yet again a downhill hole. A moment earlier we saw Hanna Jansson taking a beautiful birdie after 2 perfect shots.
You can see the T sign there, practically 3 islands.
Yeah, practically, yeah. If you can get over the first, how do you say, well, over the first island, over the small creek there, then you have a great spot for approaching the hay bales. But if you want to play it safe, you want to leave it shorter, but then you have a long way to go towards the basket, so you have to make decisions.
This kind of reminds me on hole 16 at Nokia, would you say?
It is a very similar one.
It is more of a downhill shot from the tee. Silva Saarinen overturning this, and that's headed OB. I mean,
Yeah.
there's no chance that's coming back in. A big mistake from Silva, for she's really far from the pin. It's getting really hard to save the par from there. Heidi Laine has a big chance here. Making sure her disc selection is stable enough. She got a great read from Silva. This is looking perfect. What a shot from Heidi Laine.
That was a good one.
On the second island. Great shot. Artsson.
Is this a bit too high and a bit too left? Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is. That's OB. Keiti Tätte. Turning, but this is enough of a turn.
It's a bit too high, looks like.
This one down, and that's OB also. So Heidi Laine executing a perfect drive, but all the others going OB. And this is something, Jan, you were telling us about hole 11, but seems that hole 14 is having some bigger issues for the FPO players.
Yeah, and in general, you have to know what to do here. It's very seldom that you can get to throw this much downhill.
Look at that shot from Heidi Laine. Perfect position for the second shot. 222 meters. And the second shot is just a bit uphill, but mostly you have to say that this hole is downhill, playing downhill, averaging 4.92. Third hardest for the day at this point. Those 3 islands, man. If you take away the out of bounds area after the first island, the ditch, it would be a lot of easier for your mind. Let's go see Jenni Karppinen. She's on hole number 16. Great shot from Karppinen. Beautiful view from the harbor of Marienhamn. We are visiting Åland Islands, the Västerkalmare Disc Golf Center, a year-old course, and Silva Saarinen is ripping, but currently she's in trouble.
Yeah, she still has an opportunity to save the par, I guess, but that
is she going for it?
Yeah, that would take some risks.
And that's such a long drive uphill. But she's going for it. But this is turning just inbounds. That was such a risky play from Silva Saarinen.
Well, it paid off.
Paid off. Yeah. She will take that. Amanda Lennartsson, second on the drop zone to throw her third shot.
She doesn't want to take any risks at this point.
Tätte.
Going for the island.
This is looking better. Does it have the distance? Oh, sure
yeah.
It does. Under the basket for Katie Tätte to save the par. Watch for your head while you're putting, Katie. What a shot.
No traces of confidence problems there.
Let's see Jenni Karppinen once again on hole 16. This is her second shot on this par 5. OB, should we say, everywhere. That's a great shot. Talk about the putt that Silva's gonna face there on hole 14. I mean, the basket is really tucked on the right side, just beside the OB.
Well, Silva's been a great putter so far, and as we saw on hole 13, she's really dialed in. I'm sure she'll go for this anyway, no matter if it's quite close to the OB.
And the wind is picking up. Laine is preparing for her upshot. Solid. 5 meters putt left for the birdie. Lennartsson, next one to lay up for the bogey. Making sure the measurements The Åland Islands, they are such a beautiful place to visit. It's in the middle of the sea in middle of sea from Finland to Sweden, and they have the Rock Off music festival going on there. They have Viking parties going on. This is a great week to visit Åland Islands, and of course some great disc golf.
Yeah,
16 courses on the islands.
I love the place.
And you can get there really easily. I mean, there's multiple ferries going to the islands every day from Helsinki and from Turku. And
yeah, and between the islands there are like a very good system of ferries going between the biggest islands. Very extensive ferry system. I like it.
This course started as a 9-hole course in 2021, but was immediately, and the next year it was made as a 18-hole course, and there is a small fee to pay if you wish to play this course, but you really want to pay that fee. I mean, a couple of euros for the whole day. As we are seeing Silva Saarinen taking her putt for the par. And she doesn't want to airball this.
Yeah,
headwind.
That's the last thing you want to do here.
But that is over the basket, and that's OB for Silva.
That's gonna hurt.
That's the worst mistake you can do. She wanted to have a go for the par to keep the score 4 under. Too much power for Silva. Lennartsson a bit low for the bogey. And Heidilainen has a chance to get 3 strokes on one single hole. This would be amazing for Heidilainen. She gets the birdie.
Yeah, and gets the lead, I presume.
Was it birdie again?
It seems so. For Saarinen is putting for the double bogey. They would be tied at the lead.
Yeah.
It's okay? Yeah.
Almost coming over the cage from center of the pole. Saarinen needs to tank the basket for that save. Lennartsson taking the double bogey. What a hole!
Yeah, and as we saw the survival mode, you really there's things happening always on these field holes.
And you can see traces from the hay bales earlier done. The island was really small earlier in the history of this course, but now
they have made it a little bit more fair for the people playing this hole.
Let's go back to hole 16. Jenni Karppinen with her third. And she will be carding the par. And she also took the par on hole 17 after this, so she's currently 5 over for the round. And putting has been the issue for Jenni Karppinen this round. And unfortunately that is not totally surprising. The drives are the thing for Jenni Karppinen.
Yeah, she's been struggling with putting quite a lot lately. And here also Silva Saarinen, who's not been struggling with the putt, but that was an unfortunate air ball in a very tough spot.
And a superior birdie for Heidilainen on hole 14.
beautiful Pommern ship there.
Heidi Laine driving her way on hole 50. What?
No, what a roll away.
No!
It was almost perfect, giving the fist bumps there with the cart mates.
Don't do that.
Not knowing that there's no spot for a birdie now.
Oh my gosh, what a roll away. Perfect shot, not getting punished. Get it at the going lower and this is a treacherous placement for the basket. It's uphill on the rocks. And Heidi Laine coming in too hot. What will Silva Saarinen do? A slower disc for her.
Better result.
So, solid shot. Lennartsson 7 over for the round. This is looking fine. Great
Yep.
shot.
That's a good one.
CTP. 90 meters uphill on this hole 15.
Yeah, it's a super death spot. Yes,
We have Kai Zaval taking the lone birdie here on hole 15. Let's roll back Zuka replay for Heidi Laine.
Yeah, almost a perfect shot. Looked very good until something happened. It's a beautiful shot, going for the basket, just barely missing the chains, hitting the rocks and getting a bad roll away.
Oh my.
That's, we didn't even see it stop, so it can be anywhere.
It can be anywhere. We don't even know even if she has a putt to the basket. Certainly hope so. Heidi Laine, Silva Saarinen currently tied in the lead, -2 for the round. 4 holes to play, or 3.5 holes to play. Anna Jansson on the third place, +1, and Ida Emilie Nesse on the fourth place, +3 for the round. And Anna Jansson almost in the clubhouse. She's on the fairway of hole number 18, which is also a par 5 to finish this round. Tatte, first up for the birdie. Laying up under the basket for the par.
It's rolling?
yes, by the sign.
And Heidi Laine finding out. She rolled away. And she's by the PDGA sign, so did we get a lucky kick once again from those signs? Silva Saarinen had her fair share. Hole number 10. Laine, a long putt coming uphill.
Ah, what a great run.
What a run.
And luckily it stayed there, I believe.
Yeah. No rollaways for Laine anymore on this hole today. Saarinen for the birdie. She needs this. Hits the cage. Seemingly frustrated. A rare look at Silva Saarinen's emotional side on the course. Amanda Lennartsson, she still has a chance to take the birdie.
Oh.
His left side stays there on the edge of bullseye.
You have 30 meters, 30 centimeters longer. Yeah, I guess.
Laine and Lennartsson first to putt the pars. You don't want to airball this basket. Line takes the par. As these players are tapping in the pars, we also have to remind you that if you are watching from YouTube, first and foremost, you're very much welcome to see the Åland Open from YouTube side. But for the second and the third day, we are not having a broadcast there, so you can only see those second and third day coverages from the Disc Golf Network. And we really encourage you to take the subscription, for you will see a lot of disc golf. We are back at the Åland Islands. Heidi Laine and Silva Saarinen currently leading the FPO round 1 with -2 on the card. We are moving on with those OB sticks to the hole number 16, par 5, 823 feet, 251 meters. Heidi Laine to open the hole. On the fairway.
Oh, did it stay in the OB bunker? That one was very close to skipping out, but I'm not sure if it did.
We will see.
Oh, UDisc Live says that Katie Tätte indeed is out of bounds.
Saarinen inbounds. And Lennartson both on the tee.
This is headed towards the OB, but no problem. Fades back in bounds.
Here is the T sign for the hole 16. We have those hazard bunkers, 3 of them on this hole. The last one is not coming into play. You're practically putting there. It's a tricky hole.
It's a tricky hole, it's a long hole. There are lots of different things to take into consideration. Luckily, they get to play in very calm conditions now, so they don't have to think about the wind. But normally, wind plays the biggest role here. And here, Katie Tätte almost skips back in bounds. Ruffles the grass there, but not enough.
Not enough. And those bunkers are indeed OB, so they are not hazard. You are playing from the last spot you were inbounds. A solid third shot for Katie Tätte after the unfortunate OB stroke. Silva Saarinen. This was a great drive. Hole is averaging 5.08, so really solid. Solid par 5 at this moment, and if you have a great distance, you'll have a great opportunity to grab a birdie here. Kaisa Vaal taking the lone birdie on hole 16 at this. Until this moment, we'll see how these players can manage. Lennartsson, huge turnover on the fairway. And Laine. On the paper, these holes look simple, but those footings can be tricky, and we are at least, and once again, we are playing uphill.
A little bit uphill, yeah.
This is looking great. Wants this to hyzer. Great shot. And great distance for Heidi Laine.
Yeah, it took a while for Heidi to get warmed up. Now looks very solid.
Without those bogeys, she would be 5 down.
Yeah, very unnecessary bogeys too.
Yeah. And the one on hole 13, that was really, I mean, hole 12, that was really unnecessary. She was inbounds for the birdie and then ended up 3-putting. On holes number 5 and 8, she had a bad drive, but if she can get those fixed for tomorrow, she's on fire. We are just beside the sea there. What a scenery. Strongly, strongly encourage you to visit the Åland Islands if you are either in Sweden or in Finland, visiting there or living there. Go to see those 16 courses on the Åland Islands. Practically peeled in 2 years' time. Also have to remind you about the Rock Off Music Festival going on the exact time we have this Euro Tour happening. We have plenty of tourists on the islands to see music, to hear music and see the disc golf. Katie Tätte turning this one over, and there is the third
Well,
bunker.
there is the bunker basically. If you throw like that, then it certainly comes into play.
And that was a bad shot from Katie Tätte, but the footing was also tricky. Amanda Lennartsson figuring out the distance to the pin. She's had some solid forehand throws today, but she's going with the backhand putter.
Good kick out of the woods.
Heidilainen doing the same. I believe it's Silva Saarinen's turn first. And that's overturned, or is it? No, that's just my eyes. But there is the out of bounds long if you take too hard of an upshot.
Yeah, that stayed in bounds, and she'll be looking at a birdie now.
Yeah, for sure. Heidilainen has a jump putt left to be under the basket. Like she's choosing the forehand upshot. And that's great. That's under the basket for the birdie. Heidilainen going to be 3 under after the hole number 16. Katie Tätte. Unfortunately. Or is she in bounds? And she is safe there. About 20 centimeters safe.
There's no gap for the basket. And this is her par putt. Okay, maybe she's looking at some kind of a gap. No, not really.
Lennartsson. This is for the birdie.
Wasn't even going for it.
Yep. Playing up for the par.
If I'm 7 meters, is it my turn or somebody?
Katie Tätte trying to save the bogey. Doesn't get it. Silva Saarinen, she has a longer putt for the birdie. About 8 meters. She makes it happen. Solid putt from Silva Saarinen. And she's 3 under, as will be Heidi Laine. She's in the bullseye for the birdie. Katie Tätte, another double bogey for her. Unfortunately, this was not her round. 2 holes left to play.
Pulsate Disc Golf Academy is the world's biggest online platform for learning the curves and angles of the world's fastest growing sport. Register today and get access to clear and well-structured lessons and exercises from the very best ever to throw the disc. New content uploaded every week. Start learning today.
PDJ reinvests membership funding into support for programs like the Competition Endowment, Youth and Education Program, and Marco Polo Program, all of which help grow the sport in communities around the world. Get started today. Visit pdj.com/join.
The opening round for the Åland Open with our FPO players is nearly over.
Yeah, nearly over, but it's not over until it's over.
We have about just under 400 meters left with 2 holes. I mean, they have some things to tackle with before the round is over.
Yeah, lots of OB, lots of bunkers even, and well, no wind to speak of, fortunately. But we are seeing a 2-lady battle here, and this will probably the situation even after the round. So.
The last hole 18 is facing just towards the sea, and that's usually the direction from where the wind is coming from. So come the second and third day, we might see some bigger numbers if the ladies are not judging the wind correctly there.
Yeah, no, it's been suspiciously easy for them. I was predicting bigger scores, I mean worse scores than what we've seen, but I think it's mostly due to the wind situation that we haven't seen anything worse so far.
This hole 17 also facing the wind, and that's high for Heidi.
This is definitely too high.
What?
Okay.
What?
So there was so much power that even with that kind of height.
Headwind.
Yeah.
Nose up, 110 meters, almost in for the ace for Heidi.
Yeah, okay.
You can hear that disc leave Silva Saarinen's hand, but this is turning right. Does it fade in? It does.
It does. Just in time.
Lucky for Silva Saarinen. Heidi's got the sneaky distance there.
Yeah.
She's not to be underestimated. Amanda Lennartsson. A great shot. I was thinking about the great line to hit, but it was a bit of a stable disc for my eye, but I'm taking that back.
Yeah, and it has to be high enough to clear those hay bales on the left side anyway.
Tätte also throwing high. Does this have the distance? And that's what I was afraid of.
Yeah.
With Heidi Laine and with Amanda Lennartsson. But Katie Tätte, she's going to be the only person OB from the tee on the hole 17th. So this hole is exactly the same for the FPO and for the MPO. Look at this drive from Heidi Laine. Just so high all the way in the bullseye, almost in the bullseye, and also Amanda Lennartsson going a bit straighter That's also inches away from the bullseye. Great shots.
But this looks like Heidi Laine will take the solo lead after this hole because Silva has a long putt ahead of her. And Heidi's basically under the basket, tapping it for birdie.
And as we heard moments ago, Silva Saarinen is battling with the flu, so some physical restraints there. Katie Tätte, this is her third to approach the basket. Great. Exactly what you want to do. And these fields, first up they were used to grow grain for the people, but it was decided to use them for the disc golf course. Let's go see the second card have the putts on hole number 18 as Silva Saarinen is getting ready for her putt on 17. Anni Jansson, unfortunate unfortunate bogeys for the last two holes. Jenni Karppinen, unfortunate bogey for the last hole. And the hole 18, it's really tricky. Not a simple one in any ways. Only one, Josefin Johansson, having the birdie on hole 18, but just a couple of pars and another ones are bogeys or worse. And Silva Saarinen laying up for the par. Here's Heidi Laine for the birdie. A bit of headwind. Makes it happen.
Nice one.
Sixth birdie for Heidi Laine on this round. Lennartsson looking at her first birdie of the round, and she makes it. Another round without a birdie.
Good to have some birdies. If not for the score, just for the confidence.
And Katie Tätte taking the bogey. This is a hole where you want to drive for the basket, but the OB is lurking everywhere.
Yeah, you have to go over the over the OB.
Join the Paul Macbeth Foundation's Builders Club to help bring sustainable disc golf experiences to people and communities around the world. For a small monthly donation, you can help us make a real impact. Your donation will go directly to making a difference. By becoming a monthly subscriber, you'll also receive exclusive updates on our work, special offers, and discounts. So join us today and make a difference with the Paul Macbeth Foundation. Together we can make a big impact, one small donation at a time.
Åland Open 2023, the seventh stop of the Euro Tour 23, and we are here on the tee of hole number 18 with the FPO on the opening day.
Yeah, 18 is, hole 18 should always be a hole like this. You can take risks. If you have to take risks, there's an opportunity for that, but you will have to pay the price if you can't make it good. We are facing a long hole with lots of OB, probably headwind. and also some kind of an OB bunker also there lurking always in the back of your head. So
hay bales,
everything.
Whatever,
everything.
not yeah.
Yeah, it's all 18. It have to be like that.
You can see the leaderboard there behind us in the studio from Helsinki. My name is Esa-Pekka Tupala. This is Jaani Länsiö. It's great to have you here, and remember to have that Disc Golf Network subscription for the coming days. Of course, you will see the MPO feature card for the first round on the YouTube side of things. And Heidi Laine is leading the tournament on the FPO.
Yeah, she's been solid. The first couple of holes didn't look like her normal game, but she's been playing great, the back nine.
Once a bit of turn and then just a fade to be inbounds. What a shot from Heidi Laine.
It's there.
Once again, Heidi Laine, on the current position, last 5 holes, 4 under, as she did on European Open just a week ago, a couple of days ago, should we say. For it is Thursday. Lennartsson going for the first island, and one of those holes where we have several landing areas, on two landing areas, 2 fairways, separated by an OB ditch. Silva Saarinen. 3 under for the round. She had 3 birdies in the first 4 holes. Is this...
That is not enough, so, and that went OB quite early, if I saw correctly.
Big mistake once again from Silva Saarinen. Really struggling here right now. Keititätte. For the last 7 holes, she's 7 over.
Playing the safe way.
Yeah. So
Playing for the par.
Yeah, I have more eagles also.
For the FPO, this is played from the same tee pad as the MPO does, but this is a par 5 for the FPO and par 4 for the MPO. 255 meters, and the opening shot is downhill, so you might do as Heidi Laine did and make the whole half with the opening shot. And then the second shot is on a solid, flat fairway. Look at that fairway on hole 18. We have the OB bunker guarding the green. We have 2 piles of hay bales. We have OB sticks. We have everything.
We have everything, and I think hole 18 should always be something like this, where you can take risk if you need to, and just make it a little bit more interesting for the players, and especially for the viewers.
Lennartsson. Just in bounds once again. Amanda Lennartsson finds some luck to go her way. She's had multiple of those good breaks this round. Keititätte. Her second. Fades beautifully before the OB. Silva Saarinen. Unfortunate OB stroke for her. The opening shot, and this is her third now. taking a risk for the OB, and is this overstable enough?
Nope.
No, it's not. What a break. Another great mistake for Silva Saarinen.
Yeah, big struggle for her now.
Talk about that, Jani. What do you think is going through Silva's mind right now?
Well, she's been very strong mentally, always. So I hope and I feel that nothing special is going in her mind right now, because I think she always tells us that she's not thinking about her scores that much. She's checking the scores, of course, all the time. This is what we know. But I think she can handle all the mistakes quite well. She just plays the game, accepts the score, and moves on. I hope nothing else is going on in her mind at the moment.
Heidi Laine, huge opening shot on hole 18 and straight headwind.
There's the bunker there, we can see it. Just before
What a
the bunker.
shot! And she has a jump putt for the eagle.
Yeah, I mean, pretty easy birdie from there, but it took her 2 almost perfect shots.
And this is just what you were talking about to us, Jani. This hole can really punish you if you are not dialed in and if you don't know your discs and your powers. Heidi Laine shows us that she's dialed.
Yeah, looks very confident at the moment.
She's done a couple of mistakes today, but she's looking at her 7th birdie of the round. Sorry, her 8th birdie of the round. So that's amazing. And I'm confident to say that she will be 5 down for the last 6 holes. Silva Saarinen currently even for the last 6 holes, but she will be carding a big number here today. Headwind. Now you can see it.
Yeah, finally some wind.
Katie Tätte. Mid-range play. She's fine. Outside circle 1. Putting for the birdie. About 14 meters. Or is she actually in the circle 1? She might be. Silva Saarinen. Her 5th is thrown here. Looks solid. Great shot from Silva Saarinen. 5 meters away from the basket, and she's putting for the bogey. Hole 18 is averaging 5.5 up until this point. 255 in meters, 837 in feet. Great hole, just a great hole.
Yeah, and I think we just witnessed from Silva the score and survive game plan. The first 4 holes, 3 under. And the last 14 holes will be par.
And that still gives her the 2nd place. After day 1, she will be leading Johanna Jansson with 4 strokes. But Heidi Laine, this is for eagle. She's going for it. And just fading a bit early, but
very nice run, very nice run.
Really nice. She's looking at a 3-meter birdie. she will be leading Silva Saarinen with 3 strokes. Fortunate. Too low of a putt for Lennartson. Kehitätte. The edge of circle 1. Next on the line, Silva Saarinen. This is for a crucial bogey. Takes it. Really important for Silva. She's just going to move on to the second day. I mean, solid score, 2 under. That's not bad on this course. Tätte.
Well, that putt always kind of gets me.
If we were to try that, that would not be so sure.
Yeah.
Heidi Laine. For the second birdie of the day on this hole, she makes it. What a round from Heidi Laine. If we look at the round, I mean, first 5 holes, she was 4 behind Silva Saarinen.
Yeah, basically the front 9 was par for her, so it was a weak front 9.
Really weak, yeah. And then she charged up. And that is it for the opening day for the FPO players, and the MPO players are all already on the field, but of course the feature card will be seen in about 3 hours time. But Jani Länsiö, the spin doctor, what are we thinking about the opening day for the FPO?
Well, it was an interesting day because Silva played the front 9 basically as I was expecting. Heidi Laine didn't play the front 9 as I was expecting, and it seemed like the tables turned on the back 9. It was a very interesting change of events. For some reason, something just happened for Silva, and for some reason, something just happened for Heidi. I don't know what.
And if you look at the scorecard from Heidi Laine, she turned your table around. She was surviving and scoring.
Yeah. Yeah, and well, luckily for the ladies, they didn't have to play in the wind that much. Basically, it looks like they are gaining something from the fact that they are playing in the early morning. I hope, just as a viewer, that we see more winds the coming days, because that will certainly mix up things more.
For sure. And we will analyze the situation more in just a moment. We'll see a short commercial break at this moment.
You want to play through?
It's part.
When you first sign up for a PDJ membership, you're given a PDJ number. Your PDJ number is a stamp for when you got involved in the sport. It's a badge of pride for players and a part of your disc golf identity. Get your number today. Visit pdj.com/join.
So I started the Ulibarri Leadership Foundation for a pretty simple reason. So I had to choose between education and following my dream of disc golf. I don't want other disc golf athletes to have to make that choice.
Receiving the scholarship from the Leadership Foundation really did allow me to pursue my education, allow me to graduate on time while still having my passion be a big part of my life. So I got to do both, and I love it.
Many fans you earned this year.
The opening day at the Åland Open 2023 is done for the FPO, and we had interesting things going on the field. Heidi Laine currently leading the tournament with 5 under, Silva Saarinen struggling on the last holes and finishing 2 under for the round. Rest of the players are a bit over par. Jaani Länsio, the spin doctor, with me in the studio. We had some crazy events and we had some beautiful highlights, as we see on the background there.
Yeah, here we see Silva Saarinen. Very beautiful approach shot and even more beautiful putt. She was playing great the first 9 holes or the first 4 holes, but something happened. But of course, it's a long tournament, and I think Silva has a great mentality, always had a great mentality, not thinking about her game that much. Heidi Laine with a beautiful approach shot, looked very bad when the disc left her hand, but no harm done there.
And the
this
course
approach shot was very important.
The course gave some love to our players today, as we see Silva Saarinen approach. Great love from the trees, and they got through the bushes and got saved by the OB sticks. And it's great to see those events to turn that way for once.
Yeah, I mean, trees can be your friends. They most certainly are your friends, never hurt the trees, but of course, things can happen when you play in the woods. This course though, even if half of the holes are played in the woods, the gaps are quite forgiving. This is no gap golf. And this was a very interesting hole, as we see Silva Saarinen. This is certainly too high, too much hyzer, going out of bounds, but stays in bounds.
And this might be a bit of elevation golf, should we say. It's not a gap golf on the woods, but we have elevation changes a bit, and then we come to the hole 11, a big downhill drive, and Silva Saarinen just missing those hay bales there. Great holes here at Västerkalmar Disc Golf Center. A year-old 18-hole course. There's a small fee to play for the whole day, and we really encourage you to visit there. Great putts on the day, great drives, and this was an unfortunate drive for Heidi Laine. Looking great, almost hitting the basket, but then the rocks of Åland Islands come into play. And this was on hole 16, a par 5. Heidi Laine showing us the distance she has.
Certainly has the distance, and maybe it was because of the distance that she was so dominant on the field holes, basically the back 9. She has the biggest arm of the field, I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah. Great upshot on 16th, and this looked too nose up and too high and too everything for me, but once again, I'm not Heidi Laine. I didn't know that this was almost going in.
I mean, it certainly looked bad for a while, but it was a good shot.
And Heidi Laine finishing the round with a birdie, a jump putt eagle beat there before that, but great round from Heidi. And she had 3 bogeys, unfortunate bogeys, and she can clean those out. That was nothing to be worried about.
No. Nothing to be worried about. Looked very confident, and as we saw in Nokia, she can really play well when she has the game dialed in.
Let's hear what she has to say. We have her in the clubhouse for the interview.
welcome to Västerkalmare course here in Åland Islands. I have Heidi Laine here. Leading score 5 under. Pretty sturdy lead on Silva Saarinen and especially the others. So how do you feel right now?
My feel is very good because I think that I played about the par, but I don't forget my birdie, so it's good.
Awesome. So you did a pretty awesome job in European Open last week. So is this gonna? How do you feel about like your game? Because this score looks amazing at this moment. So are you carrying that kind of thing with you here, or what's the thing?
My play not so relaxed now because I played so good European Open, so I try to play the same level now. But okay, I played, but in European Open my putting was amazing, and here I missing a few putts, so it's very hard go to putting because I think I have to get in, but so it's difficult play here.
Sure. So how do you feel about the course? This is have you played here before? Is this a new course to you, or how do you like in general think about this course? It's a bomber hole, so it's kind of really good for you, I think, because you throw pretty far. And so how do you feel? Like, do you get advantage over the other FPO players here?
I played first time yesterday this course, and it's my first practice round, but I like it. This course is so different than most. It's very much open, but very much obvious and big downhill and few uphill holes, so it's very different. I like it.
Awesome. Yeah, I like it too. So let's talk about the round a little bit. You didn't start that well on the front nine. You had a couple of bogeys and a couple of birdies, so kind of even on the front nine. So did you feel like the holes were a little bit different from the back nine, or what was the reason that it kind of started slow?
I think I was a little bit nervous. I know what I have to do, but my driving a little bit left side or right side, and my putting is not so relaxed, so it's very hard. But then I found my mental game and I start play.
Yeah, definitely. We can see it in the back nine. That's for 6 birdies and just one little mishap on hole 12. But especially hole number 17, you were neck and neck with Silva Saarinen before hole 17, and then you just pressed on the gas and basically took a turkey on the last 3 holes. So
yeah,
especially hole 18, the long and hard one.
Yeah, it's special, but I try to take eagle because I can. Today I putt eagle putt, but I'm missing it, but I do it.
Yeah, I saw that you had that glare in your eyes that you were going for it.
Yeah.
So what about tomorrow then? Is it going to be the same? The weather is probably going to be a little bit worse, but I don't know though for a fact. You know, we never know how the weather is here in the Åland Islands because it can change in a minute. But what's the plan for tomorrow then?
I try to play front nine a little bit better.
Awesome. Hey, congratulations, Heidi Laine. This is Kimmo from Pulse Disc Golf Media signing out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi Laine, for the interview. We heard from her that she has a bit of a pressure coming up from the European Open. Her putt was dialed in there, and she made the tap-in eagle on the hole 18 last Sunday. And she was talking about that she wasn't so relaxed as she was hoping to be.
Yeah, I mean, some players have that first round, first couple of holes jitters, no matter how experienced you are. And I think most players do have some kind of nerves coming in. Heidi had a great weekend last weekend, and of course that brings some kind of pressure. She wants to prove that it wasn't a one-off thing at the Nokia Park, that she can have the same mentality, same game, and can win all the tournaments she enters.
She's had some solid events this year, and prior to this year, she's been visiting the States many times, and she's a well-known player in Finland with Henna and Evelina. And for sure, we're going to see great things from her come up the second and third round of the tournament. And as we heard from Kimmo, the weather might be changing.
The weather might be changing, and that certainly plays a role in coming rounds. I don't want to jinx it, but I kind of feel like we need some wind.
Let's see what the second and the third days bring ahead. And don't forget to see the MPO coverage starting in about 3.5 hours. So we'll see you there. Thank you for seeing the FPO round with us. My name is Esa-Pekka Tupala. This is Jaani Länsiö, and this is the Disc Golf Network. And see you again after a couple of hours.
Bye.